Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is connected, and we are going to start the webinar, Financial Reporter Session 1. So today's webinar, we will be discussing our introduction to financial reporting, how you could design the financial reports, the design area, and how formulas can be defined, and a basic design, and how you could generate and print the financial statements. So let's start the webinar content now. Okay, first of all, you should be having access to the General Ledger Financial Reporter for you to design and print financial statements, right? Financial Reporter is having two related screens. One is print financial statements. Second one is Statement Designer. Through the print financial statements screen, you can only print whatever the design financial statement, and through Statement Designer, you can design at the very same time you can print on the file itself, right? And Financial Reporter is designed in Excel. So you should have Microsoft Excel, and a special note is you require 32-bit version of Microsoft Office, and the Microsoft Office version is depending on your current Sage version as well, so it has to be compatible. I'm having Sage 300 ERP 2017 version, and I'm having Office 2016 32-bit version. Okay, from here you can start the Statement Designer, and to start from here, you will get an Excel worksheet open. And please check whether you are connected to the database, Sage database. So Sage database ID will be on top of the title of Excel. In my case, I have the sample data. So my database ID is SAMDAT. Right. Now we are working on this particular Excel sheet to design our financial report. Right. Okay. First, if you check this particular Excel sheet, our first 4 columns are dedicated for the design and the form design, basically. And from E column onwards, we can print our data, right? If you take the A column is dedicated for your account numbers. So if you take an example, say we want to print the balance sheet, inventory, account balance in our financial report, we will be giving here the account number of the inventory related account, right? And when it comes to B column is dedicated to restrict data, and C column is to omit the data, and D column is for whether you want it in detail or in total. So I will go through in detail of the basic design, right? Okay. When we want to design the financial statement, say for example, we want to print our trial balance report. So from E column onwards, I can print the data. So I will be putting it as trial balance report. And what I want is account ID, description, and then the balance of the account. Later on, we will put it as debit balance and credit balance. Right. Okay. Now, for us to get these information, we have to write the correct formulas, right? So if I'm going to enter the account ID formula here, description formula here, balance formula, debit balance formula, credit balance formula. So Sage wants to identify this row as a formula row. So for that, A column, we can specify some two backward slashes. This indicates this is a formula line, right? And I could give the formula here. Now I will show you how to enter the formulas, and you can refer formulas from the grid itself, right? You have to go to this add-in menu and FR paste. So from here, you can see you have all the formulas listed. Say for example, we need account ID. Account ID is here. Account description is here. Right? So from FR paste, you can easily take the formulas out. So if you go to these functions, this function is FRACCT, which is account related functions. FRAMT is amount related, whatever the balance you can get. So if you go to FRACCT, you have account ID, description and all that. So in this particular cell, I'm going to paste the account ID, right? Okay. From this paste button, you can paste the formula here. See, now when I click this button, the formula is pasted here. So I go to next column, then account description, paste it. Right? Okay, now I want the balance. So I have to go to the second function, FRAMT, and you can have different types of balances here. So I have the balance of the current period. I have the balance of last period. Or I could give a particular period number and get the reports done, right? So I put it as balance of the current period, and then to go to the next column, I can go to the next column from the screen itself to these navigation buttons. Next column, balance, paste, right? Okay. Now I'm going to introduce you what are the main 4 columns is about. So column A is for your account information. So for the trial balance report, if we take for example, trial balance report require all the accounts from your chart of accounts, right? So what we could do is for all accounts, we could get it as 2% marks, right? You can make a note of it. So you get all accounts from this particular 2% marks. I have put a apostrophe also in front of the 2% marks to note that it is a text field. And right, okay, I will generate the report and show you. Now, when I put this 2 percentage marks, I'm not entering any data here, right? For you to generate the report and see. So for us to retrieve data, say you have account ID formula here and I want to get the data. So I will be putting a backslash, right? Backslash. Okay. Let me generate the report for you. I have to select 2020 December as my period. The system is generating the trial balance report. System is generating the trial balance report now, right? For petty cash account, it is having 10,000. Likewise, you get all account balances. Okay. Now you have a basic understanding, and we will go in detail for all these 4 columns, right? Right. Okay. I will color this with some maybe green, baldy. Okay. Now for A columns, I told you we have to give the account information. So what types of account information we could give? We could give an individual account ID. Say we need the balance of this petty cash account. It is 1,000. 1,000 is, and we could give the mark, and if we generate the report, let's mark it in background as green. Add-ins, FR view, we have to give the period, generate. You can see in this particular line, you have get this petty cash balance, right? And below you get the trial balance because we wanted all accounts information here, so it also has been printed. But if you delete this column, this row, you will not get this information. Right, okay. And next, we could give an account range. Say what we want is from 1,000 account to say 2,000 account, or we'll say 1999, right? So if we run the report, you will get thousand to 1,099. So whatever the accounts in that 1 to 1999 will be printed here. And say this is how you could give a range of accounts. So 1,000 to 199 will be separated by a colon, right? And if you want to pick accounts from from here and there, what you could do is you can separate the accounts with a comma. Say you want 1000 accounts, so we don't want 1020, we want 1021. So we will be putting a comma and 1021. We will be getting those two account balances. Right? Okay. And what else you could do, right? If you take this particular trial balance, we have different account structures. 4010 is there, 4010 100 is also there, right? So okay, another thing I want to mention is, say if you want to get account information, maybe you want account details for accounts starting from 2. So what you could do is put 2 here and percentage mark. So all accounts starting from 2 will get printed. Right? See, the light blue highlighted is account starting with 2. And also, if you want to have the four accounts, say this is the unformatted account number. If you can see, this is the unformatted account number. This is not separated by dash, right? So if we want to have this formatted account number, we will go to the FR paste, FR account, and here we have account number. Account number, CCT FMTTD. Okay, our location is correct. So PRB. Right? You can see there are different structural accounts. So 4010 is there, 4010-100 is there. Likewise, say for example, you want all the accounts with segment 100, this 100. So what you could do is, you could give it as percentage mark. That means the first account number can be anything. And then I will give 100, right? And I would give percentage mark. Also, this is one structure, and the other structure is, I have separated with comma, and what I want is percentage mark dash 100. I'll delete this because it will slow down the report generating. See, all the accounts with 100 in between has been printed, right? And also, what you could give is, say you want with 100, but what you want is from 4,000 to 5,000 range. You don't want the 6,000 range to be printed, right? Or else we say we want 4,000 to 4,999 only for the 100 this. And what we could do is we could remove this percentage mark and we'll give 4,000 title mark and 4,999. In that case, you can note it. I have not used colon mark. I have put the title mark there. Right, and here also it's 4,000 to 1,999. Okay, title mark. I think you can see the mark very clearly, right? Here. I have separated 4,000 to 4,999 with title mark, right? See, it's only 4,000 range with 100. Okay. Right. Okay, I have put all accounts here. Now you can see all accounts printed again. And I will explain you what the B column is for. B column is, one second, I think one of our client is getting an issue. Shahuba, yes, it's TeamViewer 11 or below. Right? Right, okay. Now, B column is for restricting our accounts. Here I have put it as all accounts. All accounts, and B column I can restrict, say for example, I want all accounts but with the account group as cash and cash equivalent. So I want only accounts with cash and cash equivalent. So in the B column, say, okay, here you can see a criteria function. So I want to restrict account with selection criteria of maybe account group code dash, and account group code actually it's 01. You can refer it here. GL setup, account groups. See, 01 is the cash and cash equivalent. So we will give 01 here. That's it. Shahuba is getting issues, it seems. YouTube එකේ දැන් අපිට මේ පොඩ්ඩයි shape එක කතා කරනවා. මොකද කියලා කියන්නේ යාළුවන් මම හිතන්නේ 6 version එක දාගෙන ඇති. Right, group code 01, add 1. Okay, and I'll paste it here. So our function is pasted. group code is 01. So you can, once we generate the report, you could see it's only cash and cash equivalent accounts got printed. Right? Likewise, you can, it's the best way of designing financial statements, because when you also design your financial statements and design your chart of accounts, make sure that your go through your financial statements, see what are the account groups that you want, and make your accounts grouped accordingly. And what happens is, whatever the accounts you add later to the particular account group will get automatically picked up to the financial statements. So your maintenance of the financial reports will be really easy. And also, I will give another example that we could restrict is account type. Say what we want is only balance sheet types accounts, or maybe only P&L type accounts. I will go to FR paste again and go to criteria, selection criteria, and then I will select the account type, add. I will double click on this cell, and you could see there are 3 types of accounts. Say if I want only the income statement accounts, so select OK and paste again. So FRB, see, you can see, or there's no balance sheet accounts, it's all income statement types accounts. Right. Okay, now we'll move on to the C column. C column is where you can get omitting criteria, right? So omitting criteria means whatever the criteria you give to the C column, if the data meets the criteria, it will omit printing. Say for example, if I put 0 is it, that means whatever the 0 balances will get omitted. So if we put it as greater than say 100, what happens is whatever the amounts greater than 100 will get omitted. So the most useful one we have is 0 Z. So what you now we have 0 balances here. We'll try generating the report again. We'll see whether our 0 balances will get omitted. See, we don't have 0 balances now. And we'll move on to the D column. D column is mainly for us to get the whether we want it in detail or whether we want it in total. So if we put D here, we will get the same results as this, right? So that means by default it's D. But if you put T here, when we generate the report, you can see all the transactions has been added here. See, it's a summation of all accounts with account type as income statement, right? So through this is actually the profit. If you see, what we have is income statement total. So that means it's the profit of that particular year. Okay. I hope you are clear about whatever the columns, designer columns. And now we will move on to the formulas in detail, right? So if you go to FR paste again, you can see different functions are there. So first function is FR ACCT, which will give you account information. Account ID, account description, account type, that means income statement or balance sheet, whatever the information we could retrieve. These are the configuration types we give for accounts when we are creating it as well. So, and we could take it as, this is the account formatted number and segment codes. The first part is the first segment code, second segment code, likewise. And if you have any optional fields also, you can get. Right. And second function is FRAMT. You can see there are two. The below one is also FRMT, but with an A at the end. So there is a small difference of these two types. If you go to FRAMT, you can see you can have all the balance types or balance or the amount types there. You can generate the current period balance, last period balance. So that means you can compare with two different amounts. And balance period number is, say if you select this one, you get another another field for you to select what is the financial period you want the data. And you could see different types of balance types. Balance year to date, balance beginning of the year. That means that is the balance carried forward from the last year. Right, those are balances, and then we come to net transactions. Net meaning whatever say if you select net current period, that means the net change occurred for that. If we run the report, say for example, we run the report for February. So February month net change. This is useful when we design the P&L. So you will be reporting monthly P&Ls. So in that case, we need this particular function, net for the current period, net for the last period. That means you will be comparing the profits or the income statement amounts with the last period. And net year to date meaning you will get all the net transactions for the current year to the date. Okay. So if you select FRAMTA, you have same types of amount types. Right? So what's the difference between AMT and AMTA? Most of us, when we creating accounts, we don't know what's the importance of balance type of the account. Will be, if you select this particular account, you can see normal balance, debit. We give it, but we don't know what's the importance of that. So when this is the importance of giving the correct balance type. Right? If you select FRAMT, what you will get is, it will consider the balance type of the account, right? So for example, if it is a sales account, we give the balance type as credit. So FRAMT, what happens is, it will check, okay, what is the balance type of the account? If it is a sales, now we are considering about 4000 account. So the type is credit, okay? And then it will check what is the actual balance there. Say if we have credit balance there on the account, the logic is, you have a balance type of also as credit and account balance is also credit, then I will display the balance as a positive amount. right? I will show you now. Okay, for AMT, I want balance of the current period. Right? We'll put it in the balance G column. Paste. And I'll go to next column. For AMTA and put the balance for the current period again. Because what happens is FRMTA doesn't consider the count balance type, right? Okay. So here I will give it as 4,000 account. Right? Okay, here it's the FRAMT. Second one is FRAMTA. Right? Add-ins FRB. It says you can see, sorry, if you don't put this backslash, you won't get the data. See? You can see this is a positive amount, this is a negative amount. That means FRAMT will consider the sales account balance and will display it as a positive figure because it's not abnormal. It's normal to have a credit balance in a sales account. So this is also important when we design the financial reports. For example, on the balance sheet, we don't display the assets in a positive figure and liabilities in a negative figure. What we do is we will put it assets figures, sum it, and we will put the liabilities also on a positive figure, and we sum it, and we compare whether those are balancing or those are equal, right? So that's the importance of FRAMT. What happens is, if you see an abnormal figure in an account only, it will put it as negative. That means if an inventory account is having a negative credit balance, it will show as a negative figure. If a sales account is having a debit balance, it will show it as a negative figure. The logic for this is account type, account balance, and actual balance. So FRAMT, FRAMTA, how it will behave is account type. If it's a debit balance account, that means, like, say for example, asset. Actual balance is also debit. So FRAMT will give a debit one. FRAMT also will give us a debit figure. And if the account type is debit and actual balance is credit, FRAMT will give it as a credit because these two are not matching. FRAMTA anyway will only consider actual balance, so it will give a credit. Okay, now the difference. So if the account type is credit and actual balance is, say for example, debit, so FRAMT this seems to be a mismatching. So it will give a negative figure. That is, sorry, here it's plus, and here it's plus. Here it's negative. This is minus balance. Right here also it will be a minus balance. Though the actual balance is debit, since the account type is not matching, will give a negative figure. And FRAMT only will consider actual balance, so it will give a positive figure. And the other way, if it is a credit account and having a credit balance, so these two are matching, it will give a positive figure, and here it will give a negative figure since the balance considering this. Hope you understood the scenario. Okay, so that is the difference between AMT formula and AMTA. And another thing I would like to share with you is FR debit and credit. So what happens with FR debit is only the debit balance accounts will be displayed, and FR credit will display only the credit balances. That is actually a way of generating your trial balance. All the sales with in the credit balances in the credit column and debit balances in the debit column. Right. And then another important two transactions I would like to share with you is FRTRN and TRNA. TRN would give you the transaction information when you drill down, right? So you will get only net transactions here. I will go to the next previous column and we'll get, say for example, net of the net year to date. Net year to date. If I paste it here and delete these two, when I generate it, you can see at the end there's a tag, and see it says right click and choose FR drill down to see associated transactions from GL in Statement Designer. Excuse me. Right click, FR drill down. See, you can see how this 1,806,022 is consisted with. So these are the transactions. These are the transactions which 1.8 million is consisted with. So this is the basics of financial reporting, and with here it has FRAMT and balance year to date, and also say FR debit balance year to date, and FR credit balance year to date to show you a real trial balance. We'll give the summation of this. I will remove the criteria. Okay. Arrange FR, FRB. See, should right. This debit balances and credit balances are tallying. This is the basic trial balance report. Another thing I want to share is you can use any of the Excel functions for the financial reports. You can use any formatting that Excel has, and it will give you the exact formatting. Say these are the borders I have noted, and you can see the borders here. And if I bold this text in the design, you will get bold text in the preview also when you generate it again. And I have mentioned the summation function here, right? Some of these are whatever the printed stuff, data, and you will get it in the preview here. Those are the basics of financial reports design, and I will save it here on my desktop. See. Trial balance report. Okay, now we will generate the report again. If you go to financial report statement design again, we will start the Excel sheet. And how you have to now see you have connected, and then later you can open your report. Open. Okay, in my desktop trial balance report is there, and you can see my trial balance is connected with the database, and if I want I can preview it here. FRV 2020 third period. My report is getting generated. Okay. Hope everyone is clear on the financial reports design. And if you want to generate it on, if you just want to print financial statements, what you could do is go to print financial statements. You can select priorities, statement name. I'm going to my desktop, trial balance report, open, give a period, say 2020, 9th period, and preview print. Here you will not see your design area. You will only see the preview. Okay, our basics is done and hope everyone is clear. For all your information, we will share this particular training session on YouTube as well. So we will inform you what the YouTube link is. Thank you very much for joining with us. Any issues also, we will be having session 2 as well. And I will be discussing with you how to design your P&L, how to design your balance sheet on that particular session. So thank you very much for joining us. See then stop recording now.
Sharing, put it.
Okay.
I share it.
Stop.